The need for decentralization has never been more apparent. Elon Musk is buying Bitcoin and retail investors are taking on Wall Street. Hey guys, my name is Sheldon Evans, welcome back. Or if you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on all of the bell notifications. As you know, YouTube does gatekeep a lot of the cryptocurrency content here on YouTube. So unless you let them know that you want to see this type of content, you're going to miss out. Okay, so today has been an absolutely crazy rollercoaster ride of emotions and news in cryptocurrency and finance. Firstly, we have this massive green candle all the way from $31,900 all the way up to almost $39,000. And that is thanks to one individual in particular, Papa Elon. Elon Musk changed his bio earlier today to hashtag Bitcoin, as many of you might have noticed by now, and he then tweeted, in retrospect, it was inevitable. So there's been a long rally for many, many years to try and get Elon involved in cryptocurrency, to get him to buy Bitcoin, to get him to buy Ethereum, and so on. And he sort of brushed it off mostly. He has spoken about it slightly in the past. There have been some breadcrumbs and trails left around the internet as to whether or not he is actually deciding on investing in cryptocurrency, whether he owns any Bitcoin yet. And there's been a major push for him to try, for people to try and get him to purchase cryptocurrency. But it turns out that perhaps all along he has been holding Bitcoin himself, or he has been looking to purchase it. Perhaps he is even Satoshi himself. Maybe he was the one who created Bitcoin. Maybe this is just a rumor that I'm starting. But there is a lot of news and information that we can use to support this, such as the fact that he was a founder of PayPal. He was one of the first digital cryptocurrencies, or the digital currency inventors, and pushing against Wall Street, pushing against traditional finance. So perhaps this has all been a long time coming, and all along Mr. Elon Musk has been the creator of Bitcoin. But that is just hearsay. That is just rumor for now. So let's go with what we know, and that is that Elon Musk is now a public supporter of cryptocurrency, of Bitcoin. This, of course, is due to Elon not liking Wall Street and the suits, and also thinking that short selling is a scam. As you'll see from one of his tweets, you can't sell houses you don't own, you can't sell cars you don't own, but you can sell stock you don't own. This is BS. Shorting is a scam, legal only for vestigial reasons. And if you don't know what short selling is, essentially it allows you to bet against the market and bet that stock is going to go down. And in this tweet, he's referencing what happened with the Gamestop stock recently, which I'm sure you might know about as well, unless you've been living under a rock. Essentially what has happened is, for many years, a huge hedge fund on Wall Street has been short selling GameStop stock all the way from back when it was $17 or $12 back in the day. They've been short selling it for many years and making billions of dollars, or millions and billions and trillions of dollars, off of the GameStop stock. And in doing so, they have been basically betting that this will eventually fail and go to zero. And they've been highly leveraged on these shorts. So when a group of Redditors, part of a subreddit known as wallstreetbets, which you may know, but essentially it's just a group of retail investors who find low cap or low stocks and pump and dump them. And they managed to find out that these huge hedge funds have short sells on the GameStop stock. And since nobody likes Wall Street, especially the retail investors and the people, they decided to bind together and start buying GameStop stock. And in doing so, they rose the price of the GameStop stock so much that they forced these hedge funds out of their short positions. So essentially, they had to liquidate their positions. What ends up happening is, if you're short or long on any sort of trade, if the trade starts moving in a direction that is unfavorable to your trade that you have bet on and you are leveraged, you can't really go that much into the negative unless you quit your trade or you exit that trade, because you will get liquidated and your account will be drained. So what ends up happening is these hedge funds actually have to end up purchasing the stock themselves to hedge against the shorts that they have, which then further drives up the stock of this GameStop. So that's what ended up happening, and GameStop rose almost 800% in a few days thanks to this. And the retail investors have won. But Not yet. They haven't won just yet. And this is where I say that the need for decentralization has never been more apparent. So GameStop, obviously the stock rose so much. What ended up happening was companies like Robinhood and TD Ameritrade and these retail investing platforms that allow the people to trade, that allow everyone on the street to purchase stock of a publicly traded company, to invest and to take their finances into their own hands, actually started halting trading. And they did this to protect these hedge funds. Although this isn't the narrative that is proven yet, it is kind of suspicious. Why would they restrict these trades? Perhaps there was a liquidity crisis. Perhaps somebody had requested that they halt trading. Maybe big hedge funds with billions of dollars betting against this, and they didn't want to lose their money. That is the thing with centralization, is that everybody is fine doing whatever they want to do, short selling stocks, until the retail investor fights back. And when the retail investors bind together, there's nothing stopping them except centralization. So obviously this is all conspiracy and suspicion right now that this is an insider event. This has something to do with market manipulation and Wall Street calling the shots, although there's no proof just yet, so we can't actually call anyone guilty, but there's a lot of suspicious activity going on. For example, Google just removed over 120,000 negative reviews of Robinhood on the App Store. So after these companies started halting trading on their platforms like Robinhood and Ameritrade, the Wall Street Bets guys got back together and started writing 1-star reviews on Google for the app, because this is something that doesn't work. If you want to be trading, if you want to have your money in your own hands and be able to do this, and you're not allowed to and trading is halted, surely you should be allowed to give your honest opinion and say that this is a 1-star app, this is a 1-star company because I haven't been able to do what I purchased or used this app for or what it's intended to do. Therefore, I'm going to rate it 1 star. And after doing that, Google then removed 120,000 of these reviews and started this hashtag delete Robinhood app trend that is going on Twitter right now. This is another need for decentralization. We need a decentralized internet, a true decentralized internet, because things like this happen all the time. There's gatekeeping, just as I speak about all the time on my YouTube channel, that a lot of this content is gatekept. Fortunately, with the notifications and building private communities, there's some defensive nature to fighting against that. But in the end, we have to rely on these platforms, these centralized entities who control and censor all the things that we are fed and that we look to. So until that happens, the next best thing that we have is, of course, cryptocurrency. And at some point, these Wall Street Bets dudes will figure out that BTC is the biggest financial protest. And it turns out that these Wall Street Bets guys have figured out that cryptocurrency is the next big thing, hence the pump in Dogecoin. Now, you probably are aware of this already, but look at this candle right now, raging up almost 800% in 24 hours. It has had a bit of a retracement right now, and we're back down to 5.5 cents, but it got all the way up to 7 cents, possibly 8 cents on some platforms. And this is thanks to Wall Street Bets looking for the next stock to pump or the next asset for them to send to the moon while they look for something else. As you know, since Robinhood halted trading on not just the GME stock, but many others like AMC and so on. So in the meantime, they turned to cryptocurrency. This is both good and bad for cryptocurrency. Firstly, it is getting a lot of new eyes on crypto. A lot of retail investors who have a lot of money are looking to cryptocurrency to now purchase coins like Dogecoin. It's unfortunate that their first introduction to the crypto world is Dogecoin and that they may be part of a pump and dump, meaning that once this thing rises, it comes crashing all the way back down and many people lose a lot of money. And that can taint cryptocurrency for a lot of people, especially if your first introduction to cryptocurrency is you losing money. But perhaps the next time around you come in, you'll understand it better and you'll be able to make some money. I know that happened with a lot of people in 2017 and they got burnt during that bull run. They didn't really want to look at cryptocurrency for a few years, but maybe they'll be back this bull run and actually be more of an intelligent investor this time around. And this crossover from Wall Street to cryptocurrency is becoming more and more apparent. The crossover into the crypto space is happening in more ways than just the lingo. Yesterday, FTX announced it would be listing Gamestop as part of the crypto exchange's tokenized stocks program. And this is what's going to end up happening, is that stocks are going to become more and more decentralized. As you can list any stock on the blockchain, you can create a tokenized version of pretty much any real world asset. We have real estate on the blockchain. We have NFTs. We have art on the blockchain. We have assets that people can own on the blockchain that represent real world assets. And the same thing will start happening with stocks. You can list the entire stock market on a decentralized exchange and create tokenized versions of those stocks and bring investing back to the people. And you'll notice that the FTS token is up because of this exact reason. And we'll have other options like synthetics, creating synthetic versions of these assets on the blockchain. These are very important projects if we're looking at the future of decentralized assets, decentralized tokenized assets on the blockchain. This is what we need. Over time, we're going to see more and more of these assets moving to the blockchain, like art and NFTs, something that I'm incredibly bullish on and think is one of the major aspects that will be the future of crypto. As many of you may know, I am an artist at heart, and I've been an artist my entire life. And now seeing artists actually take their art into their own hands and sell it, and sell NFTs of their artwork and make astronomical amounts of money from it, makes me incredibly happy. It means that people are finally getting recognized and finding a way to become independent individuals thanks to the blockchain, thanks to decentralization, thanks to the future of tech and finance. There hasn't been a time when I've been more excited for cryptocurrency than right now. I've said this before and I'll say it again. You are the part of a revolution if you are watching this video right now. If you are interested in cryptocurrency, if you've thought about investing in it, if you have any crypto of your own, you are part of the future. And I'm not saying this to make you feel good about yourself. I'm not saying this to make you feel special. I'm saying this because it's the truth. So what I see happening next with Bitcoin and Ethereum? Well, we can see from the chart right now that Bitcoin is fortunately broken out of this descending triangle that it has been in for the past couple weeks. I've spoken about this on my Patreon many times as to how we were getting closer and closer to the bottom and looking like we were going to break downwards. But fortunately, Elon came along and saved us and created this massive spike out of this. Now, should you buy in now or should you buy in before this? Should you have purchased Dogecoin? Well, these are all speculative bets. There's no way we could have predicted that this would have happened. There's no way we could have known that this could have happened. I have people tweeting at me, I told you to buy Dogecoin. I told you to do this. I told you to do that. There's no way you could have known. This is a complete black swan event. This is something that we couldn't have expected at all. A breakout like this is thanks to this bullish news that we have. And as you can see, we're dumping right back down right now because these people are all taking profits. People are jumping out of their longs. They probably longed it immediately after they saw Elon tweeted that. So we have fortunately turned this descending line into a support. We have a bit of a bounce here. So hopefully if we can keep this, we'll continue to see some sideways movement before I move upwards again. Hopefully we can use this as support in the future and we don't break further downwards. This is bullish news overall. We'll see how long this lasts now that Elon is a public supporter of Bitcoin. This is just the start. This is not even something major just yet. Just changing your bio to Bitcoin means absolutely nothing. He could just be trolling us all. The same goes with Ethereum. We've had this bounce again on this ascending channel that we've got right now. Again, we haven't tried the previous all-time high again. And the reason for this is something that I mentioned recently, that what ends up happening is when we start breaking out of this, the narrative is that many people expect us to simply shoot to the moon because that's what ends up happening. The further in the past a all-time high is, and the closer we get to breaking it, the more likely we are to break it. So the groupthink is that we're going to break this all-time high and simply go to the moon. So what ends up happening is as soon as we start getting really close to this previous all-time high, or as soon as we break it, many people enter highly leveraged long positions. And when the position starts moving slightly in their direction or unfavorably in the direction downwards, people start liquidating those long trades very quickly and immediately, causing the price to dump back down. That's what happened here, that's what happened here, and that's probably what's going to happen again. But hopefully, when people start realizing that this is what's happening and we get squeezed right to the top here, we will force our way back up and eventually shoot to $2,000 or $3,000. But it's going to take a lot of psychology behind this. I speak about this in my Patreon as well, about the psychology of traders and why these moves happen when we start reaching these previous all-time highs. Why are we crashing back down when we're expected to shoot to the moon? Well, it very simply comes down to groupthink, and I explained that recently as well. Overall, it's been quite an eventful day for cryptocurrency, and again, I highlight the nature of cryptocurrency and the need for decentralization right now. We need it now more than ever. I hope you guys liked that video. If you did, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell notifications. And as always, I shall see you in the next video. Cheers.